The president of France is calling for an international conference to tackle the threat posed by Islamic State militants in Iraq and Syria, as leaders in Italy and Germany pledge more military aid to Kurdish forces. As CCTV's Sandra Gathmann reports from Paris, it's part of an increasing show of solidarity from European leaders worried about the rise of the IS.
A fresh sense of urgency is sweeping across Europe to confront the increasing violence being perpetrated by Islamic State militants. Following France's lead in sending weapons to Kurdish forces in northern Iraq, the Italian government pledged to do the same, as Prime Minister Matteo Renzi visited the autonomous region in a show of increasing Western solidarity with Kurdish forces battling the jihadist insurgency. Meanwhile, a once reluctant Germany has declared that it too will send military aid in the coming days.
ISIS must be stopped and the people must be helped, and we are in agreement with our partners that we cannot waste any time.
In an interview with French newspaper Le Monde on Wednesday, French President François Hollande called for an international conference, saying, "We have to come up with a global strategy to fight this group, which is structured, has significant financing, very sophisticated weapons, and threatens countries like Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon." He also said, "We can no longer keep to the traditional debate of intervention or non-intervention."
François Hollande is the president that is definitely not shying away from getting involved in military conflict abroad. I mean, he has shown it several times already throughout his first years of mandate, 2 times in Africa. And also you have to remember that back in September 2013, when there was strong hints of a possible Western intervention in Syria against the Syrian regime, France was at the vanguard of those efforts.
The plight of Christian Iraqis facing violent persecution has also struck a sensitive chord with the French people, prompting the government to offer asylum to those driven out of their homes. France especially sees the rise of Islamic State not only as a dangerous and destabilizing force in the Middle East, but also as a direct threat to European security. And EU leaders are increasingly alert about the possible return of radicalized young fighters threatening more terror attacks on home soil. For many Europeans, the rise of Islamic State is a horror hitting much closer to home than anyone wants to see. Sandra Gathmann, CCTV, Paris.